Now today we will discuss about vector algebra. By vector means we have a directed right segment. A directed line segment is called a vector. In the given figure you can see that AB is a line segment directed towards B, or in the other figure it has opposite direction from B to A. So first vector we will call vector AB, and second we will call vector BA. Okay, so a vector means a directed line segments. Now about position vector, the vector OP having O origin and P XYZ any point at its initial and terminal point respectively is called the position vector of the point P with respect to O. Okay, so here O is origin, which is the initial point of vector, and P XYZ is any point which is a terminal point of the vector. Then vector OP is called position vector of P with respect to origin. And also modulus of OP is root x square plus y square plus z square, or we can say length of vector OP is root x square plus y square plus z square. Now another concept, direction cosines. Here in the figure you can see vector OP, and we have denoted it by vector R. Now this vector OP makes an angle alpha, beta, gamma with the axis. The angles alpha, beta, gamma made by vector R with the positive directions of x, y and z axis respectively are called its direction angles. The cosines values of these angles, that is cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, are called direction cosines of the vector R, and usually denoted by L, M, N respectively. In this figure, from this figure we can say that triangle OAP is right angle triangle, and angle POA equal to alpha. OS is the positive direction of x-axis, and length of vector OP is R. Then from this figure we can say cos alpha equal to x upon R. Similarly we can show that cos beta equal to y by R and cos gamma equal to z by R. And from this we can also say that x equal to LR, y equal to MR, z equal to NR. So we can say that the numbers LR, MR, NR, these numbers are proportional to the direction cosines, and these numbers are called direction ratios. Okay, the numbers proportional to direction cosines are called direction ratios of the vector R, and there are symbols for these direction ratios. We usually denote them as A, B and C respectively. Okay, so L, M and N are the symbols for direction cosines, and A, B, C are the symbols of direction ratios. Now next, also we can notice that L square plus M square plus N square equal to 1, but A square plus B square plus C square is not equal to 1 in general. In general, L square plus M square plus N square equal to 1, but A square plus B square plus C square need not to be 1. Maybe or maybe not. Types of vectors. First vector is zero vector, a vector whose initial and terminal points coincide is called a zero vector or null vector. Vectors A bar or B bar represent the zero vectors, because you can see that initial and terminal points are same. Then co-initial vectors, two or more vectors having the same initial point are called co-initial vectors. Then we have unit vectors. A vector whose magnitude is unity, that is one unit, is called a unit vector. The unit vector in the direction of a given vector a bar is denoted by a cap. Then we have collinear vectors. Two or more vectors are said to be collinear if they are parallel to the same line, okay, irrespective of their magnitude and directions. Then we have equal vectors. Two vectors are said to be equal if they are parallel to same line irrespective of their magnitude and direction, regardless of the position of their initial points, okay. Then we have negative of vector, a vector whose magnitude is the same as that of a given vector, say vector AB, but direction is opposite to that of it. Then this is called negative of the given vector. Vector BA is negative of vector AB, and we can say vector AB equal to minus vector BA or vector BA equal to minus vector AB. Then we have addition of vector. If a particle moves from A to B and then from B to C, in this figure particle moves from A to B then B to C, then the net displacement made by a particle from point A to the point C is given by vector AC. In the figure it is clear, and can be expressed as vector AC equal to vector AB plus BC. This is known as triangle law of vector addition. You have also studied that in physics also. Now next concept, the vector joining two points. Suppose we have 2 points P1 and P2. P1 coordinates of P1 is x1, y1, z1, and coordinates of P2 are x2, y2, z2. And we have to find the value of P1, vector P1, P2 or P2, P1. Here we are finding the value of vector P1, P2. Now by triangle law we can say vector OA plus vector P1, P2. Vector OP1, sorry, not OA, vector OP1 plus vector P1, P2 equal to vector OP2. From this we can say vector P1, P2 equal to vector OP2 minus vector OP1. Now value of vector OP1, since the coordinate of P1, P2 are given, we can say vector of value of vector OP2. OP2 is nothing but the position vector of P2. That will be equal to x2i plus y2j plus z2k. Similarly, value of OP1 is x1i plus y1j plus z1k. So ultimately we will get P1, P2, vector P1, P2 equal to x2 minus x1 I cap plus y2 minus y1 j cap plus z2 minus z1 k cap, and its modulus or length of P1, P2 equal to root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square. Now next is suction formula. Here we can say point R divides line segment PQ in ratio m is to n, and this division is internal, and PV of PV means position vector of P is vector A, position vector Q is vector B, and position vector of R is vector small r. Then we have this relation vector R equal to MB vector plus n A vector upon m plus n. This can be proved by using triangle law. You can prove this. Now if the division is external, then formula slightly changes. Then we have the QR. No, not QR. This will be OR. Okay. This will be OR. Vector OR. Vector OR, that is PV of R, will be given by vector m vector b minus n vector a upon m minus n. Here lies a special case. In the case of internal division, if R is the midpoint of PQ, then m equal to n, and then from first case we can say that vector OR equal to a plus b by 2. Okay, then we have some questions. First question is, find the unit vector in the direction of the vector A equal to I plus 2j plus k cap. So we have to find the unit vector in the direction of vector A. So required vector is a cap, which is given by vector A upon mod A. Mod A can be find out easily by root x square plus y square plus z square. That means root 1 square plus 2 square plus 2 square, which will be 3. So a cap will be vector A upon mod A, that means I plus 2j plus 2k upon 3, that is 1 by 3 I cap plus 2 by 3 j cap plus 2 by 3 k cap. Now next question, find the unit vector in the direction of vector PQ where P and Q are 2 points, 1.123 and 0.456. So we can here we can find vector OP as 1i plus 2j plus 3k and vector OQ as 4i plus 5j plus 6k. Okay, then vector PQ will be vector OQ minus OP, as we have proved earlier. Vector PQ will be vector OQ minus vector OP, and if we put the value and solve it, we will get 3i plus 3j plus 3k. Now required vector is PQ cap, that is vector PQ upon mod PQ, and we will put the value of vector PQ and modulus of PQ. We will get 1 by root 3i plus 1 by root 3j plus 1 by root 3 k cap. Again, next question, find the direction cosines of the vector I plus 2j plus 3k. So we have to find the DCs or direction cosines of this vector. We will take the coefficients of I, j and k as a equal to 1, b equal to 2 and c equal to 3. A, b, c are direction ratios. Now using formula L equal to a upon root a square plus b square plus c square, we get the value of L as 1 upon root 1 plus 4 plus 9, that is 1 by root 14. Similarly, we can get cos b value of m, that will be b upon root a square plus b square plus c square equal to 2 upon root 14, and then value of n, c equals to c upon n equals to c upon root a square plus b square c square equal to 3 upon root 14. Now we will discuss about scalar or dot product of two vectors. Now see the figures. We are seeing two vectors a and b inclined at an angle theta. So we defined the scalar product of two non-zero vectors a and b by mod a mod b cos theta, and we denote this product by mod a dot not mod a, vector a dot vector b. So vector a dot vector b equal to mod a mod b cos theta, where 0 less than equal to theta less than equal to pi. If either vector a equal to 0 or vector b equal to 0, then theta cannot be defined, and in this case we defined a dot b equal to 0. Now first thing we note is that a dot b is a real number, because a dot b equal to mod a mod b cos theta. So the value of a dot b does not contain any vector quantity. Then second thing, a dot b equal to 0 if and only if vector a is perpendicular to vector b. Then if theta equal to 0, then vector a dot vector b equal to mod a mod b. It is clear from the definition. In particular, a dot a equal to mod a square. Then by above discussion we can say that I dot I equal to j dot j equal to k dot a k equal to 1. Okay, because in this case theta equal to 0, therefore cos 0 equal to 1, and mod mod of I is 1, mod of j is also 1, and mod of k is also 1. So we can say I dot I, j dot j, k dot k equal to 1, and I dot j equal to 0. I dot j equal to 0. Why? Because theta will be 90, cos 90 will be 0. So I dot j, j dot k, or k dot I equals to 0. Then from the definition we can say the angle between two vectors a and b is given by cos theta equal to a dot b upon mod a mod b. Also a dot b equal to b dot a, that means the scalar product is commutative. And one more thing, projection of vector a on vector b is given by vector a dot vector b upon modulus of b. There is the projection of vector a on vector b. Now some problems based on scalar product. Now this is the first problem. Find the angle between two vectors a and b with magnitude root 3 and 2 respectively, having a dot b equal to root 6. So a dot b is given and magnitude of vector a and vector b are also given. So we have to find the angle. So we begin with the definition. A dot b equal to mod a mod b cos theta. Apply the values. So we will get cos theta equal to 1 by root 2, that means theta equal to pi by 4. Next one is find the projection of the vector I minus j on the vector I plus j. So we will assume here that vector a equal to I minus j and vector b equal to I plus j. And we will find first a dot b, that comes out to be 0, because I dot I equals to 1, but I dot j 0, j dot I 0, and j dot j 1, that means 1 minus 1 equal to 0. So projection of a on b will be a dot b upon mod b, and since a dot b is 0, therefore projection will be 0. Next problem. If vector a, vector b, vector c are unit vectors such that vector a plus vector b plus vector c equal to 0, find the value of a dot b plus b dot c plus c dot a. We begin with a plus vector b plus vector c equal to 0 vector, squaring both sides. Then we can write a plus b plus c dot a plus b plus c equal to 0. And if we open the bracket, we will get a dot a plus b dot b plus c dot c plus 2 twice of a dot b plus b dot c plus c dot a equal to 0. Now vector a dot vector a equals to mod a square. Similarly we have mod b square, mod c square plus 2 a dot b plus b dot c plus c dot a equal to 0. Now we are given that a, b and c are unit vectors. So mod a equal to mod b equal to mod c equal to 1. So we will get 3 plus 2 a dot b plus b dot c plus c dot a equal to 0. On simplification it will give us a dot b plus b dot c plus c dot a equal to minus 3 by 2. Next one is show that the vectors 2i minus j plus k, I minus 3j minus 5k, and 3i minus 4j minus 4k form the vertices of a right angle triangle. Okay, so we assume first that these vectors are represented by vector a, vector b, and vector c respectively. If these vectors represents the sides of a right angle triangle, then product of any two vectors, scalar product of any two vector will be 0. So we will start with a dot b. You can see a dot b, value of a dot b is 2 plus 3 plus minus 5, that is equal to 0. That means vector a is perpendicular to vector b. Therefore two sides of triangles are perpendicular, hence triangle is right angle. So on this basis you can solve the other problem also. Thank you.